Joined now by George Floyd's brother, Rodney Floyd. Also with me is George's cousin, Sharita Tate, and I'm joined as well by the family's attorney, Benjamin Crump. Good to see all of you. Thank you so much for your time. And Rodney, let me start with you. Tell us a little bit more about your brother. What do you want people to know about George?
Okay. He was a great brother, father. He always excelled in sports his entire life. He was a high school star. He excelled in football, basketball as well. Went to college to Florida. He started out there, and also he was an athlete in football as well. And he went to Texas A&M, Kingsville, and played football. And as a person besides sports, he coached kids as well in spare time. He was a rapper, local rapper as well. He's an all-around man and good to his family, kids, mother, brothers, friends. He would help anyone who needed help. I mean, he had a great understanding of life and great people person, walk in a room and absorb the whole room. Mm-hmm. And I mean, if you got a chance to know him, you would have loved him. And I mean, you can't name someone that never had a great experience around him. And he was very loving, trusting, and would give it lasting.
Rodney, as you saw those protesters, hundreds of them turn out to demand justice for your brother on the streets of Minneapolis last night. Were you surprised by the public outcry?
Yeah, no, I wasn't surprised. I mean, he was murdered in the streets. And I mean, you hear him crying. And I mean, everyone heard that. I'm not surprised because I grew up in a ghetto environment and where the police do not listen to the people. And I can see him just crying out for help. So I wasn't surprised. The protesters heard it. They heard his voice. They heard his anger. They felt his pain.
There's already been some talk about justice and what justice looks like in this case. Rodney, Sharita, what would justice look like to both of you?
Well, I think for me, the firing of the officers is a start. But justice for me would have them being arrested and charged with murder and ultimately a conviction. Because what we witnessed was these officers execute him publicly. We watched him take his last breath. I'm a nurse by profession, and I knew that he had taken his last breath. And I would venture to say that anybody, without even a medical background, saw that what they did was ultimately take his life. And so I want to see them behind bars.
Ben Crump, I'm going to read this statement here from the police. This is from the police. I want to make sure I get the statement in. I'm going to read it. They said, quote, they said, quote, he physically resisted officers. We must review all video. We must wait for the medical examiner's report. Officers' actions and training protocol will be carefully examined after the officers have provided their statements. Again, that's the statement coming from the police union. Ben Crump, what's your response to that?
The video tells us all we need to see, Craig. I mean, you had a man who had a police officer with his knee on his neck for 9 minutes. Not 1 minute, not 2 minutes, not 3 minutes, not 4 minutes, not 5 minutes, not 6 minutes, not 7 minutes, not 8 minutes, but 9 minutes. He's begging for his life. He's telling them, I can't breathe. And yet these officers offer him no humanity. You don't have to go through the police academy to know if your knee is on somebody's neck and they're telling you they can't breathe, that you are using excessive force. And so we just can't believe that we have another I can't breathe case in 2020. And this video, and we have several other videos, Craig, that's being provided to office from businesses who have surveillance videos and people who are out there on their cell phones. So we don't see this violent confrontation that they keep alleging. At Attorney Crump, you can go look at all the video surveillance that we have, and we don't see the evidence of it. But no matter what, while he's handcuffed on the ground, subdued by 3 officers and 1 looking over him, there is no reason to apply this excessive fatal force, while even the general public, Craig, is saying to him, please take your knee off his neck. He can't breathe. But the police, who are supposed to be able to de-escalate a situation, are the ones who seem to be escalating the situation.
These videos, Ben, that you have, that you've looked at, what do these videos show? And do you know if police in Minneapolis, do they have tasers?
They do have tasers, Craig. However, based on what we've seen in the videos, and you show one at the top of your interview, you show that he was handcuffed. They set him down. Then, everybody's saying that we didn't see him posing a violent threat to the police. And so people literally are sending us these videos, and we keep waiting to see what the police saw, since they was out there to arrest him for an allegation of a non-violent forgery charge. And it reminds you of Eric Gardner in New York, a non-violent crime, yet met by the police with excessive lethal force on another Black American.
Rodney, we're not going to keep showing that video over and over, Rodney. But I assume that you have seen the video. How did you find out what had happened to your brother?
Facebook. Honest with you, early in the morning, 6 in the morning, I seen the video online. And, I was just in thoughts. Just couldn't, I knew it was him immediately. I know my brother. And I'm just like, that's not him. I know he's not no violent person like that, And I mean, it just took me.
I understand it's a big family, Rodney and Sharita. How's the family holding up? How are you guys doing?
I think we're doing about as well as you can expect. I mean, we've gone through waves of emotions, but we are a family of believers, and we are a strong, big, close-knit family. So we are, supporting each other through this. And then we have extended family. So we're doing the best that we can. This is just the second day in for us. And so we just really literally have to take it moment by moment.
Rodney, I know George had 2 kids. How old?
6 and 22.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's good audio.
He said it's 6 and 22.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Ben Crump, I want to get your take while I have you on another part of this story. This cell phone video, and you mentioned more surveillance videos as well. These videos continue to lead to protests and charges. These cell phone videos are galvanizing movements. Walter Scott, that case comes to mind down in North Charleston, South Carolina. Ahmaud Arbery, just a few weeks ago in Georgia. Philando Castile, also there in Minnesota as well. Eric Garner, you mentioned the Eric Garner case. All of them had this heartbreaking cell phone video that propelled these cases into the spotlight. Ben, do you think that this all demonstrates that police brutality is more common, or that it's just being filmed now?
Craig, I have been on record over and over again saying that this police brutality and excessive force on minorities in America has been pervasive. It's just now that we have ocular proof through videos. I mean, before, nobody would ever believe Black people when they said the police brutalized me or committed excessive force. And think about this, Craig, what the narrative was before we saw the video by the Minneapolis Police Department. They never said one word about a knee on George Floyd's neck. It was only that we saw the cell phone video, and we are demanding that they release the body cam video. Let's be transparent here. Don't this family deserve it? Doesn't America deserve it? Because none of us can breathe now. I mean, this discrimination has us choking, asking for equal justice. We can't have two justice systems in America, one for Black America and one for white America. We got to have equal justice for the United States of America. In this George Floyd case, Ahmaud Arbery case, Breonna Taylor case, they are prima facie cases to see if Black people in America can have equal justice in 2020.
Ben Crump, thank you.
Thank you.
And Sharonda, thank you. And I'm so sorry for your loss, Rodney Floyd. Thank you as well. Again, his name was George Floyd, and he lived in Minneapolis, Minnesota.